Welcome to Hero Villains. Thank you for always watching and supporting the channel. Who do you think will win between Blue Marvel versus Superman? The battle of superhero legends. Blue Marvel Adam Brashear is a Marvel superhero, quantum physicist, former naval officer, and possessor of antimatter power. He has the ability to lift objects weighing millions of tons, fly faster than sound, immortality, super intelligence, and manipulate antimatter energy, an extremely powerful energy source that can destroy the universe if not properly controlled. Blue Marvel has single-handedly defeated many cosmic enemies and even challenged high-level entities like Sentry. Meanwhile, Superman, the symbol of DC Comics, is Kal-El from the planet Krypton. Under the yellow sunlight, he possesses godlike powers, super strength, super speed, the ability to fly, heat rays from his eyes, freezing breath, and almost limitless healing ability. Superman has pulled entire planetary systems, faced villains like Darkseid, and can break the limits of physics with sheer force of will. Before we dive into the analysis, please hit the subscribe button, and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. Superman is a force of justice and superhuman strength. Originally from the planet Krypton, he was sent to Earth as a newborn, where radiation from a yellow sun has enabled him to develop abilities beyond human limits. Under the identity of Clark Kent, a humble reporter, Superman hides his true self to protect humanity from potential threats. Possessing extraordinary strength, Superman can lift objects weighing millions of tons, move faster than sound, and see through objects with X-ray vision. Heat rays from his eyes can burn or cut through metal, his super-sensitive hearing allows him to hear sounds hundreds of kilometers away, and his healing factor is almost instantaneous, rendering injuries meaningless. Superman is not completely immortal. Kryptonite, a mineral from his home planet of Krypton, can quickly weaken him. Magic is another element he cannot resist, and environments with light from a red sun will paralyze his supernatural abilities. Superman is a veteran warrior who has faced countless enemies from every dimension, from the physical world to supernatural forces. With his extensive combat experience, he has overcome fierce confrontations with alien creatures, ancient magical entities, and even cosmic threats. Among his formidable opponents, Lex Luthor stands out as the arch-nemesis, representing the jealousy, intrigue, and dark nature of humans before a being honored as a god. Doomsday is the embodiment of pure destruction, with a wild fighting instinct that once caused Superman to sacrifice himself to stop him. Brainiac, a super-intelligent artificial intelligence, is not only a technological threat, but also an intellectual challenge on a galactic scale. Darkseid, the ruler of Apocalypse, has ambitions to control all things and possesses terrible power through the Omega Beam, a weapon that is not easy to dodge. With Lex Luthor, his arch-nemesis, using his brains rather than his brawn, Superman cannot rely solely on strength. Instead, he must act cautiously. When faced with Doomsday, a being born to destroy, Superman has no choice but to fight with all his might. The encounter with Doomsday does not require complex tactics, but rather resilience, endurance, and the determination to protect life, even at the cost of his own life. With Brainiac, who possesses superior intelligence and technology beyond his time, Superman needs to combine strength and strategic thinking, breaking the control system, disabling advanced technology, and exploiting his weaknesses. Meanwhile, Darkseid requires comprehensive coordination. Facing him, Superman must mobilize all his strength, extremely fast reflexes to avoid the Omega Beam, and at the same time exploit the spirit of solidarity with other superheroes to prevent his ambition for domination. The anti-life equation can destroy the entire source wall but cannot destroy Superman. Blue Marvel, whose real name is Adam Brashear, is one of the most powerful and formidable superheroes in the Marvel Universe. A quantum physicist and World War II veteran, he possesses superhuman strength due to the influence of antimatter energy, an energy source from the negative zone. This energy source not only gives him strength, but also allows him to absorb and control it with incredible precision, enough to destroy ordinary matter in a split second. Blue Marvel has powers comparable to top-tier entities such as the Sentry or the Hulk. He has super speed, the ability to fly at extremely high speeds, and the ability to withstand cosmic attacks. In addition, his long lifespan and genius intellect in the field of nuclear physics make him not only a warrior, but also a top scientist. Blue Marvel often restrains his powers to avoid serious consequences, and only truly unleashes his full potential when there is no other choice. Blue Marvel is not only a superhero with powers, but also an outstanding mind in the world of science and the military. With a solid foundation in nuclear physics and the ability to deduce quickly, he can analyze situations, build strategies, and adapt even in the most dangerous confrontations. Blue Marvel has faced many formidable enemies. The most prominent is Anti-Man, a close friend who was transformed by antimatter energy, thereby becoming a global threat with powers no less than his own. In addition to individuals, Blue Marvel also has to face deep social prejudices. In the past, the US government asked him to retire from his role as a superhero just because of his skin color, showing an invisible but persistent enemy, racism. In parallel universes, Blue Marvel has fought King Hyperion, a tyrannical and ruthless version of Superman. Blue Marvel doesn't have many such feats, but the ones he does have are as follows. Against Sentry, defeated King Hyperion, took a hydrogen bomb to the face, took down an entire alien attack force, was able to destroy the moon with a medallion the size of his hand, took down the Ultimate Hulk with a single shot, beat Luke Cage, and briefly caught up with Nova, who can travel much faster than light, pushed Galactus back several feet, defeated Ant-Man and defeated Iron Man, Ares, and Wonder Man at the same time, although they didn't try to harm him. Blue Marvel is also said to be on par with Hulk and Thor in terms of strength, and that's with a lucky punch. Blue Marvel's signature feat is his battle with Ant-Man, a dangerous foe not only because of his similar strength, but also because of their deep connection to each other in the past. Ant-Man, after being transformed by antimatter, became a destructive force, once causing the mightiest superheroes to fall. Avengers like Sentry, Wonder Man, She-Hulk, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, and Ares were all unable to stop him. However, Blue Marvel, with a combination of strength, strategy, and in-depth knowledge of antimatter, won the battle, affirming his special position in the ranks of Marvel superheroes. Please subscribe to the channel, it will help us a lot, and moreover, you will see great videos every day. You are the best, thank you very much. In a tense confrontation, Superman rushed in to attack first at lightning speed, using lasers from his eyes to overwhelm his opponent from the start. However, Blue Marvel, with his superior reflexes and speed, managed to dodge those precise attacks. Not simply defending, Blue Marvel immediately switched to counterattacking, releasing a powerful antimatter explosion. The energy from the explosion not only destroyed the surrounding space, but also warped the entire dimension, an effect that even Superman could not easily deal with. This was not the first time Blue Marvel had used antimatter energy to create a powerful strategic weapon. With the ability to control and absorb this type of energy, he could cause terrible physical impacts, changing the entire situation of the battle. Although Superman was an extremely powerful opponent, Blue Marvel's ability to handle situations and improvise created a turning point in the confrontation, making even a great hero like Superman wary. The power of Blue Marvel and his opponent turned the surrounding space into a chaotic battlefield. Every punch between the two sides was not only a display of physical strength, but also an unstoppable destruction. With overwhelming power, each punch of Blue Marvel was like a cosmic shock, enough to cause the surrounding fake planet to shatter and explode into pieces. The surrounding space turned into a desolate battlefield, where everything was destroyed under the collision of supernatural forces. Each punch, each confrontation, was not only a competition between two warriors, but also a test of strength and endurance, where only the strongest could survive. The confrontation between Blue Marvel and Superman reached an unprecedented peak when both superheroes revealed powers beyond limits, almost reaching the level of divine. The intensity of the battle was so strong that the surrounding sky cracked. Space and time seemed to be torn apart, swaying in the destruction. Each attack not only shook matter, but also pushed the entire universe into chaos. At the crucial moment, Blue Marvel used antimatter energy to push Superman into a destructive environment, causing him to be sucked into the dead space where only antimatter energy existed. However, Superman was not easily defeated. With his strong will and extraordinary mental strength, he began to restructure the cells in his body, finding a way to survive in this dangerous environment, even though everything around him was trying to destroy him. At the same time, Blue Marvel did not stand still. He pushed his power to the limit, using antimatter as an ultimate weapon to put pressure on his opponent. However, the power of antimatter was not easy to control, and as Blue Marvel approached complete dissolution into it, his body began to disintegrate, creating an extremely dangerous situation. When the dust from the brutal battle gradually cleared, only a single figure remained standing about Blue Marvel's superior fighting ability and strength. While Batman was only able to defeat Superman thanks to his power-enhancing armor and kryptonite tactics, Blue Marvel has reached a whole other level of power. His abilities extend beyond physical strength to the manipulation of physical and energy elements to a degree that few heroes can match. Blue Marvel has proven that he is not only equal to, but far superior to, Superman in terms of pure strength. This makes him perfectly capable of taking on any challenge. Superman demonstrated his incredible strength when he shook the Phantom Zone, a previously stable and separate dimension. His powerful punches created massive shockwaves, causing the space to crack and fluctuate violently. He defeated beings more powerful than all the Angels of Pax DEI, entities capable of creating new universes. In addition, Superman has surpassed Orion and Aztec, warriors empowered by four-dimensional energy, allowing them to transcend the limits of space and time on a global scale. Not only that, he also encountered the Astro Force, an energy source that can create power equivalent to the ability to create the multiverse. Blue Marvel, with his incredible strength, such as carrying a meteor the size of Arkansas. While impressive, it still cannot compare to the great feats that Superman has achieved throughout his journey. Blue Marvel can do the impossible, such as splitting the moon in half with just a light throw. Blue Marvel not only demonstrated physical strength, but also showed sophistication in combat. One of the notable moments was when he punched Sentry, sending his opponent flying into the air and leaving Sentry momentarily stunned. When the fight ended, Superman collapsed in pain but was still alive. Although he lost consciousness, he did not die, simply defeated in the fierce confrontation. His teammates and surrounding entities immediately transported him back to the DC universe, where he was able to recover. Meanwhile, Blue Marvel, despite his victory, did not seem happy. He fell to his knees, exhausted from the long battle. Every movement contained extreme fatigue and tension. Blue Marvel was not someone who fought only for victory. Seeing the destruction he had caused and what they had both endured, he could not help but feel regret. In the end, despite being the victor, Blue Marvel did not feel that this victory was complete. For him, power was not just for fighting, but also for protecting and maintaining peace in the universe. I hope you enjoy this fight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thanks a lot.